this session we study about the inverse of a function. First I would like to define about the inverse. Let f such that a to b be a bijection. Here the bijection means it is injective and surjective both. Injective means it is one function and surjective means it is onto. It is one onto both the function. Then a function g such that b to a, which associates each element y belongs to b to a unique element x belongs to a, such that f of x is equal to y is called the inverse of x. So now f of x is equal to y implies to g by x. F of x is equal to y implies to g of y is equal to x. The inverse is generally denoted by f to the power minus 1. It is the f inverse, we say. Thus, if f such that a to b is bijection, then f inverse such that b to a is such that f of x is equal to y implies that f inverse of y is equal to x. Now I would like to explain why only the bijection functions are invertible. Other functions, why not? So first I want to explain about the definition what we have studied in our previous session. Again I want to explain this here. Let a and b are two non-empty sets. Then a function f from set A to set B is a rule or method or correspondence which associates elements to set A to elements of set B, such that the first condition is all the elements of set A are associated to elements in set B. All elements of set A should be associated to the elements of set B. This is the first condition. An element of set A is associated to a unique element in set. Here first I want to explain you about the one onto. Now here you see it is one onto function we have. The function is y is equal to x plus 3. F of x is equal to x plus 3. This is our x, this is our domain, and this is our codomain of time. So here you see if we put here 0 instead of x, we get 3. If you put 1, we get 4. If you put 2, we get 5. If you put 3, we get 6, because the 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So in this way we have got this mapping. So here you see it is a one function because the first we define this all elements of set are associated to elements inside B. All the elements of set A 0, 1, 2, 3 are associated to the elements of set B. And the second condition you see here, an element of set A is associated to a unique element in set B. So there is a unique element. There is for 0 there is only one element 3, 1 for 4, and 2 for 5, and 3 for 6. In this way it is associated. So it fulfills the definition of function. So it is a function. If we make the inverse of this, so the y would be the domain for inverse function. It would be on here. It would be here, and x would be on y. So the axis would change. So the elements on the axis would change. So here you see y would be here now 3. So the function will change in this form. So y is equal to x plus 3. So it is x is equal to y minus 3. So if we transfer this 3 to other side, so y minus 3 it is. So it is the inverse of this function y is equal to x plus 3. So which could be written in this way also. I write here x is equal to y minus 3. So because f of x is equal to y, so we could write in this way f inverse y is equal to x. So in this way we could write this thing. So it is f inverse of y is equal to y minus 3, which is x. So we could write in this way f inverse y is equal to y minus 3. Now this function is in the term of x. So here you see if we put here 3, so 3 minus 3 0. If you put here 4, 4 minus 1, 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. And if you put instead of y 5, 5 minus 3 is 2. If you put instead of y 6, 6 minus 3 is 3. So it is here it also satisfies the definition of our function definition here. All the elements of set A are associated to the elements inside B. All the elements of this set Y associated to the elements of set B. There is no free element in Y here. And an element of set A is associated to a unique element in set B. So here you see all the elements of set Y is associated with the unique elements in X. So here you see 3 with 1, 4 with 1. Here you see 3 with 0, 4 with 1, 5 with 2 and 6 with 3. So now we say it is a this sort of function is 1 1 and onto function. It is a bijective function, so we could easily invert this. It is invertible function. Now we see some other sort of function. Why they are not invertible? We see. So now we see 1 1 onto function. It is 1 1. It is injective but not surjective. So we see here 0 1 2 3. The same function we are taking y is equal to x plus 3. But here is a codomain is different. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. It is the codomain here. So if we put these all values, we get again 3 4 5 6. So we are engaged with the each element, each and every element of set x here. But the few elements are free here in set y. You see 0 1 2. So it is onto function. If we try to make the inverse of this, we see what happens. So if the set y would be on the domain side here, and the set x would be on the range side here. So here you see, if we convert this function, if we make the inverse of this function, which we have seen just now, x is equal to y minus 3. If I put here y is equal to 0, then there is minus 3. There is no minus 3. There is, these elements are not associated with the elements in set b or the set x here in the coordinate. They are not associated, they are free elements here on the x side. So it is not a function basically. So this is not a function, so we could write here, this is not a function. So invertible of this function is not possible when one onto function. Now I would like to explain about the many-one function. We look at here, this is our x, this is our domain, this is our codomain here. So we see there is a function y is equal to x square, and the domain of this function minus 2, minus 0, 1 and 2. So here if we put these values here instead of x, so we get minus 2, we get the square of minus 2 is 4, minus 1 square is 1, 0 square is 0, 1 square is 1 and 2 square is 4. So we get here minus 2 associated with a unique element 4, 2 is also a unique element 4, minus 1 a unique element 1, and 1 is also associated with an unique element 1, and 0 to 0. So here is each and every element of set x is associated with the elements in set y. So it is many-one. It is many-one because the two of the element of set A are associated with a unique element of set y. So it is a many-one function. If we try to make the inverse of this function, see what happens now. So here if we convert this function in the inverse form, so we get x is equal to root y. So if we put instead of x instead of y here, because the y would be now the domain of this inverse function, and x would be the codomain. So here you see, if we put here 0, so we get 0. If we put here 1, so we get 1 only, minus 1 is there. So here if we convert this, so we are getting this, which is very wrong. We are unable to get minus 1 here, the 4 minus 2 and 2. So it is not a function because there is not a unique element associated to y in x. So there are two elements, minus 1 and 1 are associated here with 1, and the 4 there you see minus 2 and 2 which are associated with 4. So it is not invertible. So this function is not invertible. So I cross this also. Now we see last one, many-one into function. So many-one into function is the same function we are taking y is equal to x square, and we are watching that there are some elements which are free here. So it is into function, it is not onto function. There are some free images are here. There is no free image on x at x here. So if we try to find out the inverse of this, we get x is equal to root y, and this y would be the domain now here in inverse function, and this would be the end. So you see here is also the same conditions apply here. Two rejections are here. One is there are some elements which are not associated with x here in y. You see 2 and 3 which are not associated in x, and there is no unique element associated of y with x. So there is, for 1 there is minus 1 and 1 here, and for 4 there is minus 2 and 2. So this rejects our invertibility of this function. So I cross this function also. So you have seen that here you have seen that only the bijection functions are invertible, other functions are not invertible. So now I would like to explain with an example. We try to solve one example here. So first I write down that question. Now we have a function f of x. which is equal to 2x. This is our function. How? And f of x is equal to 2x, where f is such that a to b is the domain, b is the codomain here. Now I would like to write down something here. For a set A, we have the elements in set A. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in set B, we have elements are 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6 and 8. These are the elements inside B. So here f a to b, if we have to find out the inverse of this, we have to find out the f inverse here. We have to find out f inverse, we have to find out here. So what we have to do, we find out the range for this function, because the function is given f of x is equal to 2x. So here we write down x. So if we find out f1, so we see what f1 is 2 into 1, which is 2. If we have to find out f2 is there, you see it is 2, it is 1. So 2 into 2, 2 multiplied by 2, which is 4. And f3, if we see here, you see 2 into 3, which is 6. And finally f4, which is 2 into 4, which is 8. Now we see the relation in f. So the function would be like this. It is 1, 2, so the 1 we are getting 2, it is 2, 4, 3, 6 and 4, 8. So this is the mapping of our function. We have got the coordinates here for this function. Now we have to find out the f inverse. So which is very easy to find out the f inverse. So we have to interchange the coordinates only. So we interchange the coordinates to 1 here, for 2 here, 6, 3 and 8, 4. So it is invertible because here you see the each and every element of set A is associated with an unique element of set B. So it is invertible, so we have make the inverse of this one. So this would be the f inverse. Now I would like to tell you something more about some other sort of functions. If you have to inverse any function is given to us, only just we have to find out the inverse of that, then what we will do. So if you have a function like, now we take one example for this. If you have a function f of x is equal to 3x minus 7. Okay, this is this function we have, and this function is f. We know that it is R to R function because it is a linear function whose domain is R and the range is also R. It is 1, 1 also. So invertibility, we know already that it is invertible. So now we have to find out the inverse of this. So we put, instead of f of x, y here. So I put here y is equal to 3x minus 7. So 3x is equal to y plus 7 and x is equal to y plus 7 over 3. Now instead of x, you will put f inverse of y, which is equal to y plus 7 over 3. So this is the inverse of this function f of x is equal to 3x minus 7, which is y plus 7 over 3. So in this way we could easily find out the functions, or therefore we could write in another way. F inverse we could write in another way. It implies to, instead of x, now we put instead of y we put x here. It is also, we could write in this way, x plus 7 over 3. So this is the invertibility of function in terms of x, and this is in terms of y. So it implies to that, therefore. So in this way we could easily find the inverse of any function. Thank you.